What's going on, boys and girls? Shine Obsessed here. Today I'm going to be applying what I consider one of the friendliest and easiest consumer grade coatings on the market. It's from Optimum Polymer Technologies. It's called Optimum Gloss Coat. And in my opinion, the reason why Gloss Coat is one of the most user-friendly coatings on the market because it goes on so incredibly easy and it comes off just as easy, and it's extremely forgiving in that if you leave a high spot, a spot you missed to wipe off, I've waited or I've missed a high spot and I've come back 2 hours, 3 hours later, and it comes off really easy. I'm going to show you guys how I apply it. It's basically just like the company tells you to apply it. Just follow the instructions that are on the tube and you'll apply this really easy. It has good protection, great gloss. It's not one of the most durable coatings on the market, but when you cross-reference the ease of application and how forgiving it is, you'll see that it's probably worth it to apply on your car, even though it may not be as durable as something as like G-Technics Crystal Serum Light. Well, you've seen in one of my previous videos I applied Crystal Serum Light, how easily that goes on. Although that goes on almost just as easy as Gloss Coat. Gloss Coat is much more forgiving if you leave a high spot. Crystal Serum Light, you leave a high spot there, you're more than likely looking at, if you don't catch it in time, having to either compound that off or a light wet sand with, say, 3000 grit. So let's get into it. Gloss Coat, super easy to apply. I had a light scratch on this car that I had to take out. I've already polished it out. I've wiped it. Paint looks good where the scratch was. I'm going to reapply some gloss coat there, even though there's a different coating on the rest of the hood. Again, I polished it. I removed the polish, followed up with a wipe of Optimum Paint Prep to get those oils out. Now we're ready to apply our coating. Optimum Gloss Coat comes in either a 10cc tube or a 20cc tube and ranges in price. I believe the 10cc is around $60 and the 20cc is like $110, somewhere around that. So while not the cheapest coating on the market, it is, like I said, easy to apply, very user-friendly, very forgiving. I'll show you why. And you get great results with it. I've seen the company markets this as a 2-year coating, but I've seen it go longer. If you've got a car that you park in the garage regularly, you can easily get 3 years out of it. Now, for something that's out exposed to elements on a daily, it's not quite as durable as, say, something like a Crystal Serum Light. But again, I think the ease of application and how forgiving it is makes it a worthwhile coating in terms of usability and user friendliness. So quickly, we're going to go through applying it. Since I'm only working a small section here where I removed the scratch, I'll show you. I'm not going to use that much product. Again, the product comes with the syringe of the coating. It comes with an applicator pad, very neat, a simple applicator pad that's pretty neat. Has a feature here. Let's say you bought a 20cc tube of the gloss coat and you don't use it all. Cool thing about it is that you can seal it back up. It comes with a stopper, so when you're done with it, you place that stopper back in the tube. Place this product in a fridge or a freezer if you can. Try to keep it away from food. This is a chemical. If you got like a spare freezer in your garage with nothing else in it, it's a good place for it. But this applicator, once you've used it, or you drop it on the ground, or you're going across a piece of trim or something and stains this, you can easily flip it over, use the other side, and you see I've got some staining on this one, so I'm using the fresh side of the applicator. Simple yet genius. So we'll get into applying gloss coat. So gloss coat is a little tricky in this syringe. You want to get all the air out of this syringe before you start to use it. You can end up with a mess on your hands if you don't. The easiest way to remove the air from the syringe is to put in the syringe nozzle. This is what you're going to use when you're ready to apply the product. Put your finger over it, give it a good squeeze from the bottom. You'll see the air start to push up through there. Remove your finger, stop applying pressure to the plunger. Pop your finger off, let the air out. Push that air up again with the plunger. Pop your finger off, let the air out. Keep doing that until there's just a little bit of air left, or you've got basically the product all the way up through the syringe. That way you're not trying to push on the syringe and all of a sudden, you know, you've got wasting product because it's shooting out at the top of the syringe. So quick tip when using Optimum Gloss Coat, it'll save your product, save you money. Now, what you want to do is, typically you want to apply a generous amount to this pad. I'm not going to apply a lot because I don't have a lot of area to apply it. But, so you get the product on the pad. What you're going to do is apply in a circular motion. Cool thing about Gloss Coat, and hopefully you can see it, kind of give a little haze on the paint. I probably got a little too much for this section, but you apply in a circular motion. You'll hear it squeaking there. You can probably run out of product. The cool thing is, you'll know when you need more product when you're applying it and it starts to get a little grabby. So I've applied to the area in question. And what you'll see is, and this is Optimum's terminology here, but you'll see the product kind of cross-link into the clear coat. So it basically just disappears. And if it does, you're using the right amount of product. If you're not seeing it all dissipate, there's some spots left. For instance, I have one right in here. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the light. I'll come out here. But in spots where it's left, you'll see it'll start to look like maybe like a little oil slick on water. That means there's a little too much product there. If there is, what you do is you'll simply go back over it, spread it with your applicator, spread that product out. Again, you'll see a cross-link basically disappear into the clear coat. When it does, you can come back a few seconds later. Do a nice light wipe just to, and what you're doing, you're not removing anything. What you're doing is spreading, if there's any leftover product on the surface, out. Again, you're not removing it, you're spreading it, and it's just that simple. That's Gloss Coat. Again, I've gotten to where I can apply Gloss Coat and leave almost no high spots because I kind of know how much to use as I'm applying it. I'll still come back and do a wipe afterwards just to be sure. But again, if you're getting the right amount of product, again, that'll cross-link. You'll see it kind of dissipate into the clear coat. That way, when you see it do that, you know you're using the right amount of product. Cool thing about this applicator, while it looks pretty cheesy, pretty cheap, a little foam applicator, it doesn't absorb a lot of product, and it kind of lets you know when you need to add more. When it starts to get a little grabby, you hear a little squeaky noise, you know I need to add a little more Gloss Coat into my applicator. Gloss Coat is really great. It can go on just about any exterior surface. I do not recommend it for glass. However, trim, it works perfect on. It's not as durable as something like Carpro Deluxe or G-Technic C4, but it will work. It'll add a nice deep rich dark to something that's already in good shape. It will not necessarily restore like that faded dark trim. I would restore that first with something like Solution Finish. This works on headlights. If you've got headlights that are new, in good shape, you're coating the paint, go ahead and coat the headlights as well. If you've got painted chrome trim, it's fine there. Just about all exterior surfaces, with the exception of glass, it works straight on. You can use this on your wheels as well. It's a great consumer level coating that's very user friendly. I highly recommend it for a first time coating application, if you've never done it before, it's perfect. It's user friendly. Again, it's forgiving. Like I said, if you've got a high spot, if you're going to go, always like to inspect the car maybe about 2 hours later, just to go over the car real quick with a flashlight, to make sure that I didn't leave any high spots. Give it a nice wipe down just to make sure you haven't missed any. If you have a high spot and you go to wipe it with your towel and you find that it doesn't come up, go back and get your syringe with your gloss coat, apply a drop or two, work that high spot, see if it goes away. It should. If you're within that 2 hour, 3 hour window, it should go away. It should wipe clean and you should be good to go. So, aftercare. After you have applied your gloss coat, ideally, another great Optimum product to have on hand, and you've never heard me talk about this one before, is opti-seal. So if I've applied my gloss coat, and just like with any other coating, you want to keep that indoors for gloss coat is ready to dry, I believe, and they say 3 hours. So you can drive it in the rain after about 3 hours. You don't have to worry about your coating if it just so happens to have a pop-up thunderstorm like they've been having a lot here in the Mid-Atlantic lately. And wait about a week or so for the coating to cure before you put any chemicals on the paint via soap or anything like that for washing the vehicle. Now, best practice, in my opinion, is to get yourself, if you're going to apply gloss coat onto your car, get yourself a 2 milliliter bottle of Optimum's opti-seal. Great sealant. This is an awesome product. I love it. It's another one that can be used on any surface of the paint, anywhere on the car, trim. You can even use opti-seal on glass, although it doesn't last very long on glass. It is a great wipe on, walk away sealant. Now, another benefit of opti-seal, or another use of opti-seal, is after you've applied gloss coat, what you can do, or what they recommend is, now it's a little soon after I put the coating on. I wouldn't typically do this. I'd wait about an hour. I'd come back with my opti-seal. Opti-seal, you buy opti-seal, it'll come with this foam applicator. And this is a fresh bottle. Give that applicator a little spritz of the opti-seal. Spread it on just like you did the gloss coat. It'll do pretty much the same thing. It will spread it onto the surface. It should cross-link into the paint. And you're good to go. You actually don't need to wipe away. I'm just doing it because I did it so soon after applying the gloss coat. Normally I would wait an hour. Now, I've done that. There's no need for that 3 hour wait. I can drive it right now, go outside, it rains, I don't have to worry because that opti-seal is going to protect that gloss coat while it's curing. So it's a good practice to add some opti-seal on top of your gloss coat so that it'll protect that coating for the week. Eventually, the gloss coat will shed the opti-seal, and opti-seal will wear away, and only the gloss coat will remain. Now, for maintaining that gloss coat, do your regular washes. Try to find something without any types of waxes in it. So don't use a wash and wax type of soap, or a soap that has any gloss enhancers in it on your coating. And that's pretty much standard for any coating, because what happens is when you use whatever substance you use to put on top of that coating, your coating is going to take the properties of that substance. So typically that wax is not going to be as slick as that coating. So try to use neutral soaps, nothing with any gloss enhancers or waxes in it. And for gloss coat, a great way to maintain it is with opti-seal. Again, gloss coat is going to shed this opti-seal eventually, but it'll work as a nice barrier or coating for your coating, so to speak, or a sacrificial layer for that coating. So with every wash, you can apply opti-seal when the vehicle's still wet, you can do a little spritz, 1 or 2, and you don't need much. This 2-ounce bottle will last me a really long time. I could wash, and this will go through dozens and dozens of washes applying to a wet paint, a wet vehicle after a wash with opti-seal as a drying aid. So again, opti-seal is great. The less you use, the better. It works on every surface, trim, glass, paint, headlights, you name it. It works great, and it's great to help maintain that coating and keep it as clean as can be, and get so that you get the most out of it. So that's Optimum Gloss Coat. I hope I covered everything. Again, it's one of the easiest to apply, user-friendly, very forgiving coatings on the market. Again, you leave a high spot, it's very easily correctable. You can come back hours later, hit it with a little bit of gloss coat on your applicator, wipe that spot, it should come right out. If it doesn't, a very light polish can actually bring it out, or you can do it by hand. You can apply a little something as simple as if you have some Meguiar's polish that you have laying around in your garage, apply that to a microfiber towel and gently with your finger polish off that high spot and then wipe it clean, and it should come right away. Now you probably want to come back after you've polished that and put a little gloss coat on top of that spot you've done with your finger. But again, if you put a little gloss coat on your applicator, wipe that, it should come out if you're doing it within hours of the first application. Again, gloss coat is something where also you don't need to do multiple layers. It's not going to make it that much thicker, that much harder. One layer will do. You can apply a second just to be sure you got coverage, but layering it, there's no benefit to it, so you're basically just wasting product. That's the beauty about Optimum products. They don't tell you, put 5 layers, so you're wasting product and you're having to go buy more, and that it'll be that much more durable based on the number of layers you apply. 1 layer is good. 2, worst case scenario, just to be sure you get full coverage. And that's it for this one, guys. Optimum Gloss Coat, great product. Again, it's not the cheapest on the market, but if you're a first-time coating user, first time applying a coating, it's a great product, user-friendly, has great gloss. You've got a car that parks in the garage day in, day out. It'll last you at least 2 years. If you got a vehicle that you park outside, it's not quite as durable. I'd say 18 months is the max on that. But again, it's so easy to apply, so user-friendly, you can't go wrong. Optimum Gloss Coat. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you in the next one.